Hey family, and we're back for yet another episode of W.H.O.L.E with yours truly, Camille Young. So excited to be here to have this conversation on today. Before we get started, let me just share a few little announcements. One, I do have my life coaching certification, so I would love to connect with you. You can reach me at O2BeWhole, that's O-H-T-O-B-E-W-H-O-L-E, O2BeWhole at gmail.com. You can email me and I would love to connect with you and walk you through your journey of whatever it is that you're going through. Also, I want to remind you that every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock a.m., that is Central Time, I will be sending out a new video, so you can expect that on Thursday mornings. You can expect to see me see a new video. So I'm just really excited about the conversations that we've been having. We know in the previous conversations, now we've talked about what whole means, what that W-H-O-L-E means. For our new viewers, I'll run through that really quickly. The W stands for welcome growth. The H stands for heal from your trauma. The O stands for optimize every opportunity that's for you. The L stands for love yourself. And then the other part of that L is to lean into your talents, your gifts, and your passions. And then the E is the last one, eternal perspective. So I hope that you now have a better understanding about what whole means and what O to be whole means, and where that came from when I came up with that title. So let's go into today's conversation. Today's conversation, we're going to talk about the courage to walk away. Okay, the courage to walk away. Walk away from what? I'm going to talk more about relationships, but it takes courage to walk away pretty much from anything. It can be a job, it could be an addiction. I mean, it just takes courage to walk away from anything that means something to you, or that you care about, or that you've invested time in. So when I think about, I like the term courage versus strength. Initially, I was saying having the strength to walk away, but I think courage is just a more powerful word when you think about walking away from something. When I think about walking away, when I think about courage, I think about you have to have the wherewithal to do it. You have to have a sense of self-worth when you walk away from something, because you have to believe that there's something better. Something is telling you that this place is no longer best for me. Whatever that place is, it's no longer best for me. You also have to know that at the end of the day, if I walk away, and I know within my heart of hearts that I need to walk away, that at the end of the day, you're going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. There is a tenacity, there is a determination when you have the courage to walk away from something. It's a little more than just saying you're going to walk away, but when you're leaving something behind that is dear to your heart, or again, you may not be even clear on what your next steps are when you walk away, that takes a lot of courage. And I feel like I have been through enough to really speak on this topic. I've had to have some courage to walk away from some things. Those of you who know me, I had to walk away from an engagement 2.5 months before my actual wedding. I had to walk away from it. I've had to walk away from jobs. I've done that twice. Not threatening being fired or anything. Actually, was a great employee, but I felt like there was something greater that I needed to do, and I wanted to pursue my own interests. And then I've even had to walk away from a church, that was dear to my heart. So having courage to walk away from things, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of tenacity and determination. And again, knowing that the place where you are is no longer fit for you. You don't fit there anymore, and you begin to feel uncomfortable, or there are some signs of some things that are showing you that it's time to move on, that it's time to move on. So before you even think about, because some of you even right now are, teetering with an idea or battling with an idea of something that you need to walk away from. Like I said, whether it's your job or whether it's a relationship, that's on your mind even now. I question you with, what is your why? Why has the thought of walking away even come to mind? That's something that you have to really think about and really ponder as you make a determination of whether or not it's time for you to walk away. You have to weigh the good from the bad. You gotta weigh your options. You gotta weigh what the outcomes could be, on either side of your decision, whether you decide to stay, whether you decide to walk away. There are, possible consequences, negative and positive consequences, based on your decision on whether or not you will walk away. So that's one thing that you definitely have to do in order to really get the courage to walk away. You have to get to the truth of your why before you do that. And then once you begin to start getting to that truth, something that normally happens when you start to question yourself and really begin to do some self-introspection, fear will come upon you. Fear will give you plenty excuses to stay in a situation. It'll give you plenty excuses to stay, in a job or whatever it is that's tugging at you. It'll give you excuses like, well, it's not that bad. I can say it's not that bad. You may say, as it relates to a relationship, this is something that the old folks used to say, a piece of man is better than no man at all. I never really understood that because I've never believed that. But there are people who truly believe that just having a warm body or a woman that's just there is better than not having anything at all. I don't agree with that, but some people rationalize and believe that that's okay behavior or okay to accept. People say, well, he's a great dad or she's a great mom, so I can stick around, or not walk away from the situation. Or some people will honestly say, I don't want to be alone. I've said that before. I've definitely said that before. Who wants to be alone? God created us to have companionship. So to think that, now you won't have that companion because they may not be all bad, they're not all good either, but they may not be all bad. So you may end up settling and saying, oh, okay, I'd rather have an opportunity to go out with this person, or know that, I'll have a date for Valentine's Day, or whatever the excuse may be to keep from being alone. And then I know as a single woman, you think about, I don't want to start over, meeting new people. And even for married women who may even be considering, married men who may be considering leaving their marital relationship. I don't know. But starting over is always hard. Trying to meet somebody new, figure out what they like, don't like, all of those things. It can be very frustrating, seeing who likes who the most. Y'all know all the stuff that goes with meeting new people and trying to date a new person, so that will be an excuse. It'll hurt the kids, if we leave, if we're no longer together. And that may be true. I'm not denying the truth of that, but you have to also realize, what dysfunction are you showing the kids if you're not having a loving, healthy relationship within your marital relationship. And then we always got to throw this in. I love him. I love her, and I understand love is a powerful thing. Yes, it is. But you really have to evaluate, is it truly love? If somebody is mistreating you, or if somebody is not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, or that you feel you should be treated, is that really love? And are you falling, or have you fallen in love with a figment of your imagination, or have you fallen in love with the potential that a person has shown you? You know, really get to the root of, is it really love? Now, I want to be very clear, because I've, stated about the marital relationships. I am not, let me repeat, I am not advocating divorce, okay? That is not my job to, I don't advocate divorce. I've never told a woman or a man to leave their marriage. I've never done that. I was in domestic violence victims advocacy for 10, 12 years. And even in those situations that were dire and dangerous for those women, I never told them to leave, because that's your choice, because you have to deal with the whatever consequences come behind that. I don't. I get to go home at night and not have to worry about, maybe being homeless or not having any food, or some needs not being met, or whatever. It's not my decision to make. That's your decision. Now, what I will do is push you to think about your decision and help you to, get to the root and get to the facts of the situation so that you can make the best decision for yourself. But it is not my job to tell anybody to leave their, especially marital relationship, but even in a dating relationship, you even have to be careful doing that anyway, because at the end of the day, I figured out, because I'm this way, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And that goes for you too. You're gonna do what you want to do. It doesn't matter what people tell you. It doesn't matter what people say. Even if they do tell you to leave, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. So I'm not advocating divorce, and I'm not telling you to leave anybody. I just want you to be honest with yourself about why you're staying, and then trying to figure out, okay, should I be moving on? Should I be walking away? Also, you have to figure out, have you reached your bottom? People who usually go through AA, those types of groups for people who have addictions, those types of things, they talk about your rock bottom, reaching your bottom. And that just basically means that you've gotten to a point to where you can't go any lower. It's pretty much death if you go any lower. But have you reached your bottom? Have you gotten to the place where it's like, I can't do this. I'm literally, whether it's a physical death or an emotional death or a psychological death, a financial death, I don't know. But have you reached your bottom? Have you gotten to a place where it's like, I can't, it's do or die. And you have to be true to yourself. To thine own self be true. We can lie to everybody else, but you got to be true to yourself. Have you had enough? Have you gotten to a place where, it's not even about anger. It's not even necessarily about just wanting to be free, but there's no more peace. There's no more joy. There's no more excitement. And let me say again, I am not trying to say that relationships do not come without discomfort. Even with jobs, no job is perfect, and people aren't perfect. Whether it's your spouse, whether it's your manager, you're always going to have situations in your life that are not perfect. So I'm not saying that you leave just because you are having an unhappy moment, or you may just be in an unhappy season in your life. But seasons change. If your season is constantly in the winter, and you never get to experience a long or extended period of time of spring and summer, it's something that's unhealthy. That's a place where you really need to consider, do I need to walk away, or do I need to stay? So just wanting you to really, really think about that. I know for me, I have gotten to a place where if I can't have peace in the situation, or there's a constant back and forth in a relationship, or I'm making reasonable requests, not nothing crazy, but if I'm making reasonable requests, then that's going to be a problem all the time, or I just can't do it. My nerves can't take it. And I believe in compromise. I believe nobody being perfect, and there are things that you will have to deal with, but certain things I'm just not gonna put up with. I've just made that decision, and I'm okay. I have become content within myself, knowing that I'm worthy of somebody treating me the way I know I should be treated. Period. What else can I say? I know that I deserve that. I know my value. Y'all, I can't press and push this enough. You've got to know your value. You've got to know your self-worth, because if you know your self-worth, certain things you will not deal with. You will be able to walk away from. You won't allow the excuses of fear to bombard your mind, because you know your worth. You know that you know your value. You know that you are valuable. And somebody who recognizes your value will treat you the way that you are supposed to be treated. And I look forward to the day that a man will recognize my value. I look forward to that day. But until that time comes, I hope to be meeting people, but I'm not just going to be with somebody just because they're handsome, or just because they have a good job, or just because they go to church. No, I'm looking at the full gamut. I'm looking at the whole row. I am not going to subject myself to things that I know that I value and that I need, just so I can say I have a man. Or for you, my male viewers, don't settle for a woman just because she has a nice body, or just because she's making six figures, or whatever it is that is attracting you, that is really not something that will truly make you happy long term. Because those curves change. They do. I don't care how old you get. Those arms don't always have that muscle on it like it used to. Things begin to droop later in life. So I just want you to really think about, whatever situation that you're in, whether it's your job, don't be afraid. Don't be bound by fear if you have to walk away. Okay? Don't be bound by fear. If you know that this job is bringing you misery, this job is making you feel that this is just not it. There's more for me. You may have to step out on faith. Now, don't be crazy now, because your bills still got to be paid. If you ain't got but $12 in the account, baby, you need to work on that job a little bit longer, or find you another one before you go pursue your dream. Okay? Don't be foolish. Let's not be foolish. You got to have a plan in place. All right? Same with the relationship. If you are feeling abandoned, if there's no intimacy, if there's neglect, and I'm going to talk to you about neglect. That's a form of abuse that people don't talk about. They don't talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it with you at some point in the near future. But you're being controlled by somebody, or there's a lack of trust. And again, this is something that's ongoing. This is not an isolated event that, now you're just making a decision to walk away. But these are things that have been happening for years, and there's been no change. There's been no change. I believe there are some people who have had premature deaths, or have illnesses come upon their life because they're trying to stay in a situation that is unhealthy for them. So I just want you to think about, what is it in my life? What's going on in my life? And based on what's going on in my life and in my relationship, if we're talking about a relationship right now, is this a relationship that I need to stay, or do I need to walk away? Do I need to muster up the courage to say, I don't care what people think. I don't care what the church may say. I don't care what family members may say. I don't care how long I've been in this relationship. I don't care what other people may view what my relationship may be, because I didn't put it out there on Facebook and now it's not working. Whatever. It takes courage, and you have the courage to do it if that is what you need to do. And I just want to encourage you to Take the steps that you need to take in your life, not to settle for something that is not making you better in life, something that is actually pulling the strength out of you, that is sapping the very life out of you. So I just hope and pray that, this little talk that I had with you on today will encourage you and at least make you think a little bit more about where you are in your life and where you want to be and where you need to be in your life. So I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to listen on today. Again, if you want to reach out to me at W.H.O.L.E@gmail.com. Again, every Thursday morning, I'll be dropping a new video. So be looking out for that. Be sure to subscribe. If you hadn't subscribed already, go ahead and push that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell, so when I am up sending new videos, you'll be notified of that. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and I am just so excited again. And we will connect again really, really soon. All right? Take courage and do what you need to do. All right? And walk away. God bless you.